everybody? Welcome back here to the Mountain Race Series. We're back here once again at Kentucky Speedway to finish off the weekend as we're here today for the Mountain Race Series. Race 17 of the season for today's Quaker State 400. And I don't know what to expect. We saw it come down to a couple of drivers on pit stops and everything. Looks like it might be the crucial factor today. If we have some wrecks, that could also play a factor in some stuff. But we'll see what happens as we get ready to go underway for 41 laps around the Kentucky Speedway. As we head back to the back straightaway, right behind the pace car, on the front row today, we got a couple of drivers, a couple of rookies actually up here. The top three are consisted of rookies. Rohit Vaderview for Phoenix Racing, actually Tweenix Racing I should say. One of their entries is on the pole today. Outside of him is Jacob Lawler in the 56, who had a great run last week at Pocono. And Rohit recently winning as well, so a couple of drivers on a little bit of momentum streaks as of late. Xavier Livingston starts third, the Talladega winner, and on the outside of him is second in the standings, Steven Gonzalez. Joshua Collard pulled away at Richmond with the points lead after all the other drivers up in the points fell into trouble and had some issues and fell out of the race. And Collard, I think, got a top 10 or 15 run, so Steven Gonzalez came in second in the points, still looking for that first career win, and he is 21 points back from Joshua Collard in that 44 team. He starts fourth. Starting fifth is Noah Hart, who's having himself a good qualifying effort today, a newer driver in the series. I believe he had a great run last week at Richmond. I'm not quite sure. I think he finally got a good run. Not 100% sure. I might be wrong, but Noah Hart nonetheless starts fifth. Outside of him is Kurt Morchnik. Comes in here 10th in the standings, needs a win or needs some consistency to stay in the top 10. He's in that area where things are getting pretty tight. He's actually only not even 10 points ahead of Xavier Livingston, who starts right ahead of him for 10th in points. And then we move back. Seth Cole and Joshua Mudd are right here as well. I think I lost track where I was. Okay, anyway, and the last two drivers in the top 10 are Aaron Reed and a driver that was leading the points for most of the season, Las Vegas winner and rookie Richard Johnson. Comes in third in the standings, starts 10th today. Johnson's just trying to get a good run going. He's been terrible about the last 3 or 4 races, and that's about all we can say about him, as he has struggled lately. And looking for the points leader, Joshua Collard. He's starting mid-pack, but the high side seems to be the place to go. I don't know if they're going to go single file. This track's very hard to make interesting, so if it gets boring, guys, I do apologize halfway through or whatever, but anyway, we'll see what happens. 41 laps. Quaker State 400 is about to go underway as we get ready for the pace car to take off and lead the field.
Start your engine!
We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew.
I always feel so surprised when
Everybody carries away.
I guess I never know what sometimes comes through and sometimes it just doesn't. But the field takes off, as now we take a look at your starting lineup for today's Quaker State 400 here live at Kentucky Speedway for race 17 of season 5 of the Mountain Race Series. And that was your look at your lineup for today's race. Wins are very crucial from this point on during the season. We saw Jack Richards, a former champion, win this race 1 season ago. It helped him make the chase. It gave him a little bit of insurance to fall back on in case he fell out of the top 10 in points, which I believe he didn't. So who will be the driver that maybe can help them chase hopes today? We'll find out as the green flag is out. We are racing here at Kentucky. And not even into turn 1, we're 3 wide for the race lead as Xavier Livingston goes around Rohit Vaderview, and he's going to clear him. He goes straight to the high side. That's a smart move by him as Noah Hart tries to challenge on the bottom, and Seth Cole goes a lane lower. The lower lane is not where you want to be. as a train of Toyotas follows the RCR Chevrolet of Xavier Livingston, Jacob Lawler, Steven Gonzalez, and Kurt Mortnick. And now Lawler goes for the lead on the inside, and Gonzalez way up the racetrack in that 55 car. Mortnick slips up the middle, Vaderview on the bottom. Jacob Lawler retains the second spot, even though he tried to dive low and try to get after that 31. Livingston looking for his second win of the season, as it looks like they're starting to get single foul toward the front. About to keep an eye on the back and see what's going on, because things start getting pretty hectic around here. Tim Walsh back here with Charles Jackson in a new paint scheme this week. I think it says we do printing or something. I'm not sure that's the car that actually ran at this Kentucky race in 2012. He's going up the middle between Sean Henley and Tim Freilich. And there's Ryan Acosta back there, a couple of Roush cars falling toward the back. There's Ryan Juke. He's moving his way up. He almost, actually Ryan Juke was last week's winner, I believe, at Richmond. Yes, Ryan Juke was winner last week in the 28. I'm already losing track of who won what. But Juke trying to do something. Oh, and Dylan Young just got turned up ahead. I don't know who that was by. And he's spinning. Oh, and James McLeod's in it. Daniel Hummel got a piece of it. The Quaker State car for the Quaker State race is wrecked. Dylan Young. That's really bad for Dylan. 13th in the standings coming to today's race. McLeod already struggling. Daniel Hummel, he's been on a downward spiral lately in points. Came 26 in the standings. He got a lot of damage to that Valvoline Dodge right there for sure. I think everybody else made it through. I did not see who turned the 2 car. It was on the straightaway. Somebody hooked him into the wall. It might have been Sean Henley. I'm not sure. Somebody's coming to pit road. No, they're not. We'll have to go back and take a look at that in a minute. As right now, like I said, the single file part of the race has begun. It's exactly what happened last season, but I've not seen anybody really get away with the Kentucky race. That's great. I had to test these tracks. I don't know what's wrong with Kentucky Speedway, but it could be a long bore fest from here on out as the train race begins. Livingston, Lawler, Gonzalez, Mortnick, Vaderview top 5. You got Noah Hart in 6th, Seth Cole in 7th, Joshua Mudd is 8th, Sean Gallagher, another good run for him in 9th, and Red Bell has struggled a lot this season. She's running in the 10th spot, right ahead of 3rd in the standings, Richard Johnson. And there is a KFC sponsored car by Jack Richards. I knew he would love, so I let him run that this week. New all-tail paint scheme for Zohar Munn today, running a more, I think it was the last year it actually ran 08. 07, 08, I think they both ran those years. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, Zohar Munn is running in 13th. Justin Perry is 14th. James Silver Fox is 15th. Aaron Williams 16th. John Dillon is 17th. And Michael Norman has damage. I don't know where that came from. The UPS car, his first race in this paint scheme this season, he has damage to the back of the ups Ford. 18th last time by, right ahead of Aaron Reed in 38, and Joseph Lombard is the top 20. I don't know where that came from. And you see some more of the field. I was go rolling by. Now, like I said, I don't know why they don't race. I don't know what's going to happen, but it could be a long race for sure. I was hoping they didn't get single file so quickly, but they did. And looking through the field, Dylan Young actually dropped out of the race. James McLeod is 2 laps down in 41st. Hummel is still in the lead lap, 40th place, 14 seconds off the race lead. Ryan Acosta's lost the pack. But I don't know. Got a couple of guys back here battling, Tim Walsh and Tim Freilich, but I mean, like I said, just I don't know why they don't really battle each other that hard. And looking for the points leader, Joshua Collard, there he is. Collard last time by crossed into 26th position, so Collard not running well as Gonzalez, Richard Johnson are up toward the front. Trent Dunham was behind him, who's 4th in the points. Danny Wells is a couple spots back, who's 5th in the points coming into today's race. Seth Cole is up in the top 10 and 7th. Looking through here again. Dom Capps, 7th in points, is right behind him in 27th. John Dillon is up toward the front, I believe. John's running 17th. 9th in the points, Pichu London, as they're trying to get around Michael Norman still. I think that's rather starting to lose the pack. Norman's slow. Let's go back up to the front, though, even though nothing's going on. Like I said, if you guys skip through this race, I won't be surprised, because this does get pretty boring even for me. But I had to get Kentucky Speedway in the schedule at one point or another. Just always want to run here. If they had wrecked, it made it more interesting because more cars would have gotten in the way and, you know, all that stuff. But I don't know. It might still play a factor. There could still be wrecks later on. Who knows? But anyway, going through there, Peachy London, who's 9th in points. I don't even know what he's running. They're still trying to freight train some cars back here. There's London. He's right now running in the 22nd position. He's getting pushed by Cody Long. That's big time. They're racing hard back here. James Qualls, the winner of the nationwide race, trying to work his way up in the 11 car. Like to get his first Mountain Race Series victory of the season. As he tries to dive low onto the 24. And we actually have some pit stops going on. Yes, we do. And this has been Calamity Corner for drivers. Like right there, Silver Fox just ran over Justin Perry. And Joshua Collard's around. The points here just got a lot of damage. Oh my, what in the world just happened? What? Do I even want to ask? Okay. Dow. Alright, so the field just died coming to pit road. That's another thing about this track that's really ridiculous. Cody Birmingham, Tim Freilich, cars are killed. Ryan Juke has damage. Charles Jackson's front end is destroyed. Brian James just retired from the race. Daniel Hummel plowed in. Silver Fox was at the beginning parts of it. I can't see anybody's damage. Joshua Collard, Alex Jones got damage. As cars are pixely coming out. I think that's Peachy London. Yes, Peachy London don't even have a hood. Well, there's his record, I guess we were looking for. Richard Johnson has some damage. I don't know who else has damage. William Duncan, there's Justin Perry, who I saw get hit. And we had some other guys pit as a second round. Well, guys, that's another thing, pit road and stuff I can't control either. They just, I don't know why. They're all spaced out. I don't see why they can't come down pit road just like they did. But there's your scrambler. There's Danny Wells. He has damage to the back of his car. And I don't know who's going to be leading. I believe the leader is going to be the 31, Xavier Livingston. I don't want to say who's in second place because it's happened a lot. I actually just had a conversation about this recently with Steven. But the 55, I believe, is in second place at the moment. I don't know how this keeps happening. We're just going to act like that was never talked about. But Xavier Livingston right now on the 31 is leading the race. I looked back there. I don't know if the 51 had a problem on his pit stop, but I don't even see Rohit Vaderview in the top 10. And Jacob Lawler was up in the top 5, and he's back in 7th, it says now, right with their other MWR teammate, Joshua Mudd. So Mike Walter Racing right now is in 2nd, 6th, and 7th. Ryan Acosta, I think he pitted earlier, so he gained a lot of ground. And he was in the back behind all the pack, and he's up to the 8th position. How did he do that? Acosta just pulled some voodoo right there, I guess. Andreas Allen, that Monster Energy 78 car, he's up to 5th. I don't know where he came from either, as he just bypassed the points leader, Joshua Collard, who's got a lot of damage to that Super 8 Motel Ford Fusion. And he's displaying his engine right there. As far as freight train to the inside of him, that's going to hurt him a lot, especially with Steven running 2nd. And the leader caught some slow cars, and Steven Gonzalez has caught up to the 31. Duncan, Freilich, Walsh are up ahead, and Gonzalez is right there on the back bumper of the 31. Ooh, don't wreck. Now, what Gonzalez needs, that's a teammate right there to the 31. That's the 3 right there, Walsh. Gonzalez wants to run the high side, but problem is, he actually might get a run right here if these slower cars get going. Here comes Steven Gonzalez to the outside when he has nowhere to go. 31 still has the preferred spot. Actually, he pulls out a line. I was kind of surprised he actually did that. Now he'll be able to pass some other guys. 31 just cleared. That was a lucky break for Xavier Livingston for sure. I think his teammate gave him a break. But now Steven's going to have to run him back down. I thought there was a golden opportunity for him to catch the 31 and pass him. Wasn't the case, it looks like. I don't know if Freilich's going to give him a break either on the outside. That allowed the top 4 to all close in, even Kurt Mortonick and Jack Richards, who's moved up to the 4th spot in the 81. And we talked about Mortonick before the race. 10th in the standings coming to today's race, running 3rd. This is what he has to do to try to lock up a start in this top 10. It's still way too early to be talking about it. But, like I said, wins are huge in the series at any point. So he just needs to either get really good consistency or pick up a couple of wins. Kind of just like John Dillon's in. John Dillon already has 2 wins this season. And that's all That'll happen within the first 4 races of the season, I believe, or first 7. So we'll have to see how that goes for John, who's in a really good spot. There's another driver. Looks like they lost a lot of ground on pit road. I think that was Seth Cole. He actually pitted a little bit later. He has damage. Peachy London as well. Seth was up in the top 10. He's running back in 24th. I don't know what happened to Seth. I know he pitted a little bit later, but that's crazy how he lost so much ground. Trent Dunham started out back today. He's right now running. He's a lap down in 30th. It's hurting him. There's Jake Rogers, the 9. John Dillon. Excuse me. Sean Galligan, his foot's buckled on the 21. This is 17th. Through about, well, there's a couple of lap cars in between. 17th, 18th, 19th, and then Zohar Moen back there's in 20th. Move up a little bit more. There's Cody Lamas right now running solidly in 16th place. Danny Wells with damage is in the top 15 right behind Aaron Williams. Joseph Lombard. And there is Roy Vaderview. He's right now running in the 12th position. Lost a lot of ground. He probably was the biggest loser on the pit road that wasn't involved in a wreck. He was up in the top 5, I believe, or right outside the top 5. And he's back to 12th. Nowhere near the leaders. He's actually 7 seconds off the lead. There's Sean Henley, Noah Hart battling here. They're battling for a top 10 spot. Henley's been the bridesmaid the last couple of weeks. Seems like he's had some good runs going. Pocono battling for the lead with Steven Gonzalez wrecked. And then at Richmond, ooh, that didn't hurt. That actually did hurt. At Richmond, had a bad pit stop while he was leading the race after the wreck fest began. And he never could catch back up and got a top 10, I believe. So Henley really should pick up a win, and he's really far down the points. He needs to win to help in the wild card race and all that, as well as we have some pit stops beginning with the 16. Ryan Acosta gives up 8th place. Kurt Mortonick's on pit from 3rd. See another car on pit road. I think that's Michael Norman. He's pitting. So these guys look like they're about to be pitting once again. And there's the top 2 guys. Xavier Livingston has been the dominant car today, and Steven Gonzalez. Looks like Steven's going to stay out an extra lap. Oh, I thought for me, just keep going. 31's going to pit. Steven Gonzalez is going to stay out and lead a lap as a bonus point for the Aaron's Dream Machine. See if anybody else pitting. Cody Lamas is already down pit road. Richard Johnson's pitting. Sean Galligan, there's Michael Norman. Through here again. Right, Vaderview's pitting. Danny Wells, Zohar Mutton, Jake Rogers, James Silverfox, James Qualls, Pichu London, and Red Bell are pitting. And here comes the leader, Steven Gonzalez. Here's where I expect a lot of these guys to start pitting. I think some of these guys actually stayed out. They're really spacing out their pit stops. Andreas Allen has worked his way up around Jack Richards. He gained a spot right there. He was up to the 2nd spot. Oh, Charles Jackson back there missed the commitment line. That's probably going to be a penalty for the 14. He's already having a bad day. Charles right now already struggling back there in the 26th position, a lap down. Jack Richards trying to get to his pit stall, looks like. Steven's still leading. I don't know if anybody stayed out. I don't believe so. I think Tim Walsh just flipped over. I think that's what he was off the pace for. I just saw his roof smashed down, and Tim Fralick, I believe, just missed pit road as well, the commitment line. Jackson's back there already still sitting, so probably be the fate for the 17 as well. As cars are coming off pit road. Jacob Waller's having another slow stop. That's killing the 56 team. Did he maybe miss the... I don't know. I thought he might have missed the line as well, but he just lost a ton of position. He's fallen way back in that 56 team. That team is really struggling because their pit crew is really costing them a lot of valuable positions. And looking at it again, Xavier Livingston looks like he pulled away big time once again. Now over Steven Gonzalez, who's back to 2nd. Kurt Mortonick's 3rd. Andreas Allen appears to be 4th. Is that Danny Wells in the 5th spot in the 29, or did he go a lap down? Danny is up to 5th place. 5th in the Saints, running 5th place. Costa just way backed off the gas right there. He's now up to 6th. 7th place is Jack Richards. 8th place is Dom Capps. 9th place is Joshua Mudd. And 10th place is now Sean Henley, right ahead of their other 20X Racing teammate, Roy Vaderview. Noah Hart is in 12th. Aaron Williams in 13th. Joseph Lombard 14th. Teammate. There's 3 of the Hendrick cars. Cody Lamas is 16th. Or 15th, I should say. Oh, there was a spin. Oh, it's Steven Gonzalez! Kurt Mortonick, Tim Walsh, Daniel Hummel. That was 2nd and 3rd just wrecked. What just happened? That was on the front stretch. Steven Gonzalez, Kurt Mortonick, we're on the lead lap, battling for a top 5, and Jack Richards is slow. Something wrong with 81? I don't know if he even got, he might have got in the wreck. Jack Richards is off the pace. What happened? Did the leader get through it? Is the 31 okay? I see smoke. That's the 18. Look out. Xavier Livingston's okay, but what the heck just happened to the second and third place car? I don't know if they caught Walsh and Hummel or what, but something just drastically happened, and Jack Richards also was involved in the wreck. Oh, they're done. 55 and 18 are done. Steven just dropped out of the race. Wow. I don't know exactly what just happened, but Kurt Mortnick has to come to pit road without getting killed by that 56. Yikes. We'll have to get ready and take a look at that. Charles Jackson's back on pit road. Danny Wells is pitting, but we got to go back and see that. That was ridiculous what just happened. I don't even know exactly what happened. We'll go check replays out real quick from some action throughout the race so far. As Xavier Livingston, I can't talk. The 31 car, Xavier Livingston, is leading the race. We're going to check some replays out and see what happened. Alright, this was back at the beginning of the race. We saw Dylan Young get put in the wall, and I couldn't tell what car it was that put him into the wall. Oh, Michael Norman, wow, why did he just went right up in front of Dylan Young, right up into Cody Lamas. So that explains Michael Norman getting the damage. I thought it was just a white car that hit him, or a blue car. It was Lamas that got into him. William Duncan did a great job of avoiding it. James Cloud had nowhere to go, and the 2 car just bounced off the wall back in front of him. And Daniel Hummel runs in the back of the 5 car. And it's basically those 3 got in the wreck, along with the 99 and the 48. Dylan Young just ultimately ended his day. He'll end up dead last today in the 2. That's a tough break for him. McLeod and Hummel have been cruising along the last few laps. And Lamas has been okay, and Norman has. But now we're going to go see what happened on pit road that just took out a bunch of cars, including the points leader, Joshua Collard. As you can already see, they're all backing up into each other. Silver Fox runs into Perry after all the cars in front of them just slammed into each other. Perry goes spinning. I think Silver Fox might miss the commitment column because of that. Collard, the points leader, completely missed it. There goes Qualls into John Dillon, Aaron Reed into him. Joshua Collard slams Justin Perry. They go spinning, and then some cars start flipping over. Danny Wells is going to get ran over by his teammate Alex Jones. Brian James is going to get hit by his teammate Tim Freilich. Tim Walsh is up in the air. He's flipping. Got hit by Charles Jackson. Tips Alex Jones over. Tips Brian James over. Ryan Juke's in it. Cody Birmingham. Trent Dunham stopped. Duncan's in it. And then here comes Daniel Hummel. He's going to go flying in here. Walsh is stuck on top of the 6 car. Basically having sideways car sex, I guess. And here comes Daniel Hummel, who comes plowing into the back of the 43. And that's basically what happened there. And now we got to go see what the heck happened. It involved that 3 car and the leaders, Steven Gonzalez and Kurt Mortnick, along with Jack Richards. Alright, these guys are battling for second place, and I haven't even seen it myself what's going to happen. Mortnick comes to the inside of Steven Gonzalez. There's Daniel Hummel. He is sliding up the racetrack. Oh, he goes right up into Steven. And they go flying across the track. They collect Kurt Mortnick. That was right in front of Andreas Allen as well in the 78. Or I believe he gets through this, does he? No, actually, Andreas does get a piece of it. And then I don't know what happened to Tim Walsh. Oh, Jack Richards clipped the 18, I think, right there, and that's what happened to him. And Tim Walsh is going to slam into Steven. And look at the impact for the 3 car. Driver side into the front stretch wall. Goes sliding backward around the 18 car. And there's the 10 of Daniel Hummel, who basically started the wreck. As surprisingly slow cars, I guess the action is picking up, but that took out a couple of contenders and a couple of guys up in the top 10 in points. One that was possibly going to be the new points leader with Collard having problems, Steven Gonzalez, and Kurt Mortnick, like we said, 10th in the points. Not going to help them out. After all that, the race leader is still going to be the 31 of Xavier Livingston. Let's go back to live action as we're under 10 laps to go. Well, I guess it's good to have Lady Luck, especially for this 31 team. Just stay ahead of everybody, stay away from the problems, and nothing will happen, and might be cruising to an easy second win of the season. And he might be in the top 10 in points after this, too. Xavier Livingston having a great run today. You look over at the driver's side of the race, we already know Dylan Young, Cody Birmingham, Brian James, and Alex Jones are out of the race. Daniel Hummels retires from the race. He's in 37th at the moment. Tim Walsh might be joining him as well. Steven Gonzalez, Kurt Mortnick, and Jack Richards are all going to fall out probably in the 30s as they're already falling down. That's going to hurt. Mortnick's in a really dangerous spot. And Steven has a little bit of a cushion, but he had a chance for the points lead, and that's going to hurt him a lot. Collar, the points leader, is in 30th, so don't know what's going to happen. Richard Johnson's third in points. Now I think he had problems. He's in 18. I don't know, he might end up being the points leader for all we know again. Trent Dunham's not running that well. Danny Wells had to pit. He's out of sequence. Seth's not running up there. I mean, there's not really anybody running up there besides Xavier Livingston, who at this point will be in the top 10 in the points if he can hang on and win this or finish in the top 5. Second place is way back here. That is Ryan Acosta, 5-time winner over in the Mopar Nationwide Series. Still hasn't picked up a win almost, I think it's been 2 seasons over on that side. He's won all of them in one season, season 1. And he's still winless over here and out of the win column in the Mountain Dew Race Series, trying to get that first win, running second right now. And Dom Capps, I guess we could say he's running good too. He's 7th in the points, running 3rd. Hasn't been commenting. He might end up losing his ride after all that. Just a heads up, guys. If you haven't been commenting, I would advise to very soon. Just as a heads up. As I believe Ryan Acosta is pitting. This is short pitting. It could come down to the strategy now. I don't know if anybody's going to try to stretch it, but Acosta cannot make it. About to keep an eye on this now. Some of these guys are way back here struggling. Look at these couple guys up here now in 3rd and 4th. Joshua Mudd and Sean Henley. A couple drivers need a good run. Mudd's had only a couple good runs this season. He's up in 3rd. Henley, for the 3rd week in a row, running well. So far, he's 1 for 2 the last 2 weeks. I'm running good and finishing well. Trying to make a 2 for 3 today. Trying to get a top 5. Cody Lamas is pitting. Acosta's leaving. Sean Galligan's pitting. Michael Norman's leaving. And the leader up here, there's the 31. The question is, will anybody try to stay out? We got less than 3.5 laps to go. Is the 31 going to pit? Here comes Xavier Livingston. He is pitting. Dom Capps is not pitting. He's staying out, along with these other leaders. Looking for anybody else that's going to pit this time, but it looks like nobody is. There's going to be guys that are going to stretch it. I believe somebody's going to try to test the waters and try to win this race. Some of these guys need a win to just have a chance at anything. Acosta and I'm hoping that it cycles around. Look at a mess back here. A car. Silver Fox just about took out Lamas. He stopped right in front of him. Silver Fox, Richard Johnson are pitting. Here's Dom Capps. Will he have to pit? He's staying out. Joshua Mudd and Sean Henley are hoping he pits. These guys have to pit. There's Roy Vaderview. He has to pit. Zohar Muddin's pitting. Jake Rogers is pitting as well. And this is bad news for the guy that was leading this race, Xavier Livingston, because these guys might not pit. Can Dom Capps hang on and steal this victory just like that? He's got a 1.9 second lead over Joshua Mudd. And there's a wreck up ahead. James Qualls is wrecked. Sean Galligan smoking. There was a wreck on the front stretch. But they continue on. The white flag is out. And no indication for Dom Capps to pit. He has a 1.7 second lead over Joshua Mudd, and there's Sean Henley right behind him. Can Capps make it to the start-finish line? He had a scare right there, but it happened way before he got there. Dom Capps going to come out the final corner, and he's going to stay out, and looks like he's going to win it. Dom Capps, out of nowhere, is going to steal the victory today. His first career Mountain Dew Race Series victory. He wins the Quaker State 400 here at Kentucky Speedway. And just like that, a different yellow car goes to victory lane. It's a yellow and red car, but it's not the 31. It's the 22. Dom Capps comes out of nowhere and steals the victory today here at Kentucky. Congrats to him. That rookie is going to really help him up in the points too, like I said. But like I documented, he hasn't been commenting, so he could end up losing his ride anyway. So that could be a good thing for him to win, but if he doesn't comment, it's going to be for nothing. And everybody else is going to be mad, but that's it for this race. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened a couple laps before that. I don't know what exactly happened. I don't feel like going back to the replay. Here's James Qualls. He's right behind the points there, Joshua Carr. Oh, he's trying to pick. Bounced off his teammate Justin Perry. Oh, that was hard impact. And Cody Lamas, for like the 3rd time this race, by inches, missed a wreck. It's right in front of Sean Galligan. Qualls was running 15s. Galligan was running 26. I think he had already pitted. Lamas just narrowly escaped that wreck. I thought it said Aaron Reed retired from the race in the 38. I'm not sure if something happened to him. Oh, he crossed the line. He was on pit road. I don't know. That was weird. They said he retired for some reason. I don't know why, but nonetheless, Dom Capps is your winner today in the 22. congrats to him. And I still feel like I have a driver that might not comment that just won the race. That's always good. But we'll see what happens. Congrats to him and that 22 team. Joshua Mudd ends up second. Great run for him. Mudd not running so swell this season. I'm actually trying to figure out where he's in points. Mudd came here 34th in the points. I knew he wasn't doing that well, but second place run, I remember he had a good breakout run. He pulled a strategy at Kansas and got a top 3 finish. I remember that. So he pulled it off again, got a second place run. Still looking for that win. Maybe we can get it in the future very soon. Sean Hindley gets third today. He came in this race 20th in the points. This really helps Hindley, who's making a storm the last couple of weeks through the points because everything's so close. Noah Hart, great run for him in 4th. I believe this actually was his breakout race. I think I was wrong about him having a good run last week. He got a top 10, I think. But Noah gets a 4th place run, his first career top 5. Great run for him. Aaron Williams, where did he come from? He ends up 5th. Hadn't talked about him much lately this season either. 15th in points, that really helped him out a lot. Andreas Allen, good run in 6th. Joseph Lombard, 7th, another top 10 for that driver. Jacob Lawler hung on for top 10 in 8th. John Dillon came in 13th, 8th in the points. So that he'll solidify his spot in the top 10 still. Probably help him move up a little bit. So that's good for some of these other drivers. He ends up 9th. And Seth Cole in the 52 ends up 10th today. 6th in the standings. He was really far back earlier on, and a lot of drivers had to pit, so really helped him out. Xavier Livingston gets a 1 in his position, but an extra 1 that he didn't want. He ends up 11th today. That's a heartbreaker. He dominated and just not going to finish the deal today. Trent Dunham salvaged a 12th place finish after starting 41st. So that's huge for Trent. Really saved himself in points. Ryan Juke, Aaron Reed, teammates 13th, 14th, Danny Wells 15th. Ryan Acosta, car 16, 16th, Rohit Vaderview, Jake Rogers, Justin Perry, who was a part of that last wreck, and Zohar Munn in your top 20. Cody Lamas, Red Bell, Richard Johnson, William Duncan, Pete Ulon in your top 25. Then you got Michael Norman, Joshua Collard. The points will end up 27th place today. I believe he's going to keep the points lead, but it's not going to go down a lot. He really kind of dodged a bullet today, but he's like the other drivers fell out as well. James Qualls dropped out of the race, the nationwide winner here. Not going to sweep the weekend. He ends up 28th. Silver Fox and Freilich round out your top 30. Then you got McLeod, Jackson, and then the rest of the cars out of the race, which includes Galligan, Richards, Mortonic, Gonzalez, Hummel, Walsh, Jones, James, Birmingham, and Dylan Young. Rounds out the rest of your field that were out from earlier accidents and the carnage on pit road. But thanks again, guys, for watching the race. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and keep up with the series for both of them as we move on to race 18, which will be the halfway point for the Cup Series. We're already past halfway for Nationwide. We won't run as many races for that series, but next week's races are going to be at Daytona. So what will we expect on a restrictor plate racetrack? Once again, we've had some crazy races and not expecting much less. Last time we went to a restrictor plate, we had a photo finish at the line. Will we see it again? We'll find out as we head there for next week's race. Thanks again, guys, for watching. One last time, congratulations to Dom Capps and the whole 22 Penske Racing team for the first win of the season. If his career going to help his spot up in the chase if he comments. But then, thanks again, guys, and I will see you guys for Daytona as it comes up very, very soon.